was primarily intelligence, not hard evidentiary proof. India was itself hosting G20. We had the opportunity of making it a very uncomfortable summit for India. The Indian government made a horrific mistake.
It was intelligence, not evidence. Justin Trudeau has admitted it, that his government gave no proof to India. And with this statement, he stands exposed. Trudeau destroyed India's relationship with Canada without having any evidence. We have it from the horse's mouth. Listen to this again.
And at that point, it was primarily intelligence, not hard evidentiary proof. So we said, well, let's work together and look into your security services, and maybe we can get that done.
Trudeau was at a public inquiry yesterday. He was testifying about foreign interference in Canada and his government's response to it. More specifically, this inquiry is looking into Trudeau's own shortcomings. So the spotlight was directly on him, and that's what he's trying to deflect by shifting the blame to India. But he's only made the situation worse for himself. In his testimony, Justin Trudeau referred to an incident from last year. It happened at the G20 summit. Remember, India had played host to that summit last year. Trudeau had flown to New Delhi to attend the summit. He claims to have confronted India on that visit.
We knew that they were involved and expressed a real concern around it. He responded with the usual response from him, which is that we have people who are outspoken against the Indian government living in Canada that he would like to see arrested.
Trudeau is referring to the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Both leaders had a meeting on the sidelines of the G20 summit, and Trudeau claims that he discussed the Nijjar case with Prime Minister Modi, the case that triggered this current standoff. Canada is blaming India for the death of a man called Hardeep Singh Nijjar. He was shot dead in Canada last year. Nijjar was a Khalistani campaigning to break up the state of Punjab from India. He had been designated as a terrorist by the government of India. India wanted him arrested. Trudeau conveniently skips that fact in his statements, but he only ended up embarrassing himself. Listen to this now.
India to cooperate with us. Their asks of us was, well, how much do you know? Give us the evidence you have on this. And our response was, well, it's within your security agencies. You should be looking into how much they know. You should be engaging. It's, no, tell us what you know. Show us the evidence.
Trudeau says India asked his government to show the evidence. And how did Canada respond? By telling India that you should look into this. In other words, Canada had no concrete evidence to support their claims, and they expected India to find the evidence just on the basis of Justin Trudeau's words. Like we said yesterday, he's in the trust me bro phase. And this whole spat with India is a result of that. Needless to say, it couldn't have been more bizarre. It shows how Trudeau handled, or rather mishandled, the whole situation. He blamed India in the Canadian Parliament. He sabotaged an important bilateral relationship just on the basis of what he calls preliminary intelligence. And this happened 1 year ago. So Trudeau had enough time to make amends, to fix the damage, or to provide the evidence to back up his claims. He did neither. Canada still hasn't given any evidence to India.
Since September of 2023, the Canadian government has not shared any shred of information with us. As regards the allegations, PM Trudeau's own admission yesterday would indicate the value of these allegations. As regards our stance, we will naturally reject false imputations against our diplomats.
New Delhi says Canada has not shared any shred of information. But 3 days ago, the Canadians upped the ante. They accused 6 Indian diplomats of serious crimes like murder and extortion. This fiasco is backfiring on Trudeau. It has severely undermined whatever was left of his credibility. It is becoming increasingly difficult to take him seriously now, especially after yesterday's testimony. Only intelligence but no hard proof, he says. This admission will haunt Trudeau. No mature country would give much weight to such claims. Intelligence, by its very nature, needs substantial corroboration to be credible. Otherwise, you end up with disasters like the Iraq War, where the West attacked the Saddam regime without any concrete proof of the weapons of mass destruction. Trudeau is walking the same path. His statements on India got all the attention yesterday, but he took aim at the opposition too, the Canadian opposition. He said the Conservatives have been compromised. That's the opposition party, the Conservatives. He said that their MPs are involved in foreign interference campaigns. Again, Justin Trudeau claims that he has specific intelligence and that he can name the compromised lawmakers, but he did not name them. As expected, the Conservatives have issued a sharp reaction. Their leader is a man called Pierre Poilievre. He's also the leader of opposition in Canada. Poilievre has dared Trudeau to release the names of these compromised lawmakers. And he did not mince his words. He said Justin Trudeau is lying and that China helped him win the last 2 elections. In fact, Trudeau was grilled on that too, on Chinese interference, Chinese meddling. Unlike India, there is plenty of evidence to suggest that China is meddling in Canada, that it meddled in the Canadian elections to help Trudeau win. They even caught a compromised lawmaker last year. His name is Hang Dong. Dong lobbied a Chinese diplomat to keep 2 Canadians inside a jail in Canada. So it is quite a serious affair with hard proof. But what did Trudeau have to say about Chinese meddling? Precious little. He was asked specifically about the activities of Chinese diplomats in Canada, and he tried to downplay the concerns. He said, and I'm quoting, "It is fairly obvious and a part of what diplomats do in all countries in all parts of the world." So it seems Trudeau doesn't see an issue with Chinese meddling, even when there is proof. But do the people of his country agree? Last year, a poll was conducted. It revealed that the majority of Canadians viewed China as a threat, but they held a favorable opinion of India. Justin Trudeau is bent on ruining that. He blames India and offers no proof. He blames the opposition and offers no proof. But he shields China where there is ample proof. The people of Canada should ask why.
Firstpost decodes the U.S. election. Explains how America chooses its president. Your primer on the race to the White House. Everything you need to know about how America votes and its global implications. U.S. Election Explained. Every Monday and Thursday only on Firstpost.